As Lily continued to investigate the small town's dark history, she met a local who told her about the town's cursed past. The local, an elderly man named Mr. Johnson, had lived in the town all his life, and he knew all about its secrets. Mr. Johnson explained that the town had been cursed by a group of witches who had been burned at the stake many years ago. The witches had placed a curse upon the town, vowing that it would be forever haunted by their spirits. The curse had caused all sorts of strange occurrences in the town. People would vanish without a trace, and strange noises could be heard in the dead of night. The townspeople had learned to live with the curse, accepting it as a part of their daily lives. But Lily refused to accept the curse. She knew that she had to do something to break the rhythm of the curse, to free the town from its dark past. Mr. Johnson told her about a series of rituals that could be performed to break the curse. The rituals were ancient, passed down through generations of witches and sorcerers. Lily was hesitant at first, but she knew that she had no other choice. She had to break the curse, no matter what it took. Together, she and Mr. Johnson began to gather the necessary ingredients for the ritual. They collected herbs, crystals, and other items, all of which had specific meanings and properties. As they worked, Lily felt a sense of purpose. She knew that this was what she had been meant to do, to break the curse and free the town from its dark history. Finally, the day of the ritual arrived. Lily and Mr. Johnson went to the town square, the site of the witch trials, and began to perform the ritual. At first, nothing seemed to happen. But as they continued to chant, the air around them began to shift and change. Lily could feel a sense of power building within her, as if the elements themselves were responding to her call. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning struck the ground, and the air was filled with a blinding light. When the light cleared, Lily could see that the curse had been broken. The town was free from its dark past, and the trapped spirits had been released. Lily felt a sense of relief wash over her, and she knew that she had accomplished something truly great. The rhythm of the town had been broken, and the curse had been lifted. The town was free to start anew, to build a brighter future without the shadow of its dark past hanging over it. Many years ago, the small town was home to a group of witches who lived on the outskirts of the town. They were different from the other townspeople, with their strange rituals and mysterious ways. The townspeople grew suspicious of the witches, fearing that they were practicing dark magic. They accused the witches of causing a series of mysterious deaths and strange occurrences in the town. One day, the townspeople decided to act. They rounded up the witches, accusing them of witchcraft and casting spells on the townspeople. The witches were tried and found guilty, and they were burned at the stake in the town square. The witches cursed the town before they died, vowing that their spirits would haunt the town forever. And so, it was. The town was forever cursed, haunted by the spirits of the witches who had been burned at the stake. In the years that followed, strange occurrences began to plague the town. People would vanish without a trace, and strange noises could be heard in the dead of night. The townspeople learned to live with the curse, accepting it as a part of their daily lives. But the curse took its toll on the town. The townspeople grew fearful and suspicious of one another, and the town's once thriving economy began to falter. The town became a place of sadness and despair, a shadow of its former self. It wasn't until Lily arrived in the town that things began to change. She refused to accept the curse, and she was determined to break the rhythm of the curse, no matter what it took. Through her bravery and determination, Lily was able to break the curse, freeing the town from its dark past. The town was forever changed, and it was finally able to move forward, building a brighter future without the shadow of its past hanging over it. As Lily continued to investigate the small town's dark history, she met a local who warned her to leave the town before it was too late. The local, a middle-aged woman named Mrs. Jackson, had lived in the town all her life, and she knew all about its secrets. Mrs. Jackson explained that the town was cursed, haunted by the spirits of the witches who had been burned at the stake many years ago. She warned Lily that the curse was powerful and dangerous, and that she should leave the town before it was too late. Lily was hesitant at first, but she was determined to uncover the secrets of the town and break the curse once and for all. She thanked Mrs. Jackson for her warning, but she refused to leave the town. Mrs. Jackson shook her head, her eyes filled with sadness. She knew that Lily was putting herself in danger, but she also knew that nothing could stop her from uncovering the truth. As the days passed, Lily continued to investigate the town's dark history, uncovering more and more secrets with each passing day. She could feel the power of the curse growing stronger, its rhythm becoming more and more intense. Finally, the day of the ritual arrived. Lily and Mr. Johnson went to the town square, the site of the witch trials, and began to perform the ritual. As they chanted, Lily could feel a sense of power building within her. The air around her was thick with energy, and she knew that the curse was fighting back. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning struck the ground, and the air was filled with a blinding light. When the light cleared, Lily could see that the curse had been broken. But as she turned to leave the town, she could feel a dark presence behind her. She turned to face it, and she saw the ghostly figure of one of the witches who had been burned at the stake. The ghostly figure spoke to her, warning her that the curse was not truly broken. It would always be a part of the town, a part of its rhythm. Lily felt a sense of dread wash over her. She knew that the ghostly figure was right, that the curse would always be a part of the town's history. But she also knew that she had accomplished something truly great. She had broken the rhythm of the curse, freed the trapped souls, and given the town a chance of a brighter future. As she left the town, Lily knew that she had done all that she could. She had faced the curse head on, and she had emerged victorious. The town was forever changed, and it was finally able to move forward, building a brighter future without the shadow of its past hanging over it. Lily had always been fascinated by the paranormal, the unexplained, and the unknown. So, when she stumbled upon the small town on her travels, she knew she had to investigate. As she walked through the town's empty streets, she could feel a sense of unease settling in her stomach. The town was quiet, too quiet, and there was an eerie feeling in the air. Lily decided to do some research on the town's history, and she discovered that it was once home to a group of witches who had been accused of practicing dark magic. The townspeople had accused them of causing a series of mysterious deaths and strange occurrences in the town, and they had been burned at the stake in the town square. As she delved deeper into the town's history, Lily began to uncover more and more secrets. She discovered that the town had never been the same after the witch trials, and that strange occurrences continued to plague the town to this day. Lily became obsessed with the town's history, and she spent hours poring over old records and talking to the few remaining townspeople. She was determined to uncover the truth behind the town's curse and put an end to it once and for all. As she dug deeper, Lily noticed a pattern. The strange occurrences seemed to occur in a rhythmic pattern, almost like a heartbeat. She realized that the town's curse had a rhythm, and if she could break that rhythm, she might be able to break the curse. Determined to break the curse, Lily enlisted the help of Mr. Johnson, a local historian who knew all about the town's dark past. Together, they began to plan a ritual to break the rhythm of the curse and free the town from its dark history. But as they prepared for the ritual, Lily could feel the power of the curse growing stronger. The air around her was thick with energy, and she knew that they were in for a fight. Despite the danger, Lily was determined to see the ritual through to the end. She knew that breaking the rhythm of the curse was the only way to save the town from its dark past. As Lily delved deeper into the town's past, she began to experience strange occurrences that left her feeling uneasy and afraid. At first, they were small things, like the feeling of being watched or the sound of footsteps in an empty room. But as she continued to investigate, the occurrences became more frequent and more frightening. One night, Lily woke up to find her room filled with a thick fog. She could barely see her hand in front of her face, and she could feel a cold chill creeping through her body. She tried to leave the room, but the door was jammed shut. It was as if something was holding it closed. Another time, Lily was exploring an old, abandoned house when she heard a strange noise coming from upstairs. It sounded like someone was walking around, but there was no one else in the house. She cautiously made her way upstairs, and as she reached the top step, she felt something brushed against her leg. She looked down, but there was nothing there. As she continued to investigate, Lily began to feel a strange presence around her. It was as if someone or something was following her, watching her every move. She could feel its breath on the back of her neck, and she could hear its whispering voice in her ear. The strange occurrences continued to escalate, and Lily began to feel as if she was losing her grip on reality. She couldn't sleep, she couldn't eat, and she couldn't focus on anything else but the town's dark past. Despite her fear and the danger that surrounded her, Lily was determined to uncover the truth behind the town's curse and put an end to the strange occurrences once and for all. She knew that the only way to break the rhythm of the curse was to confront it head on, no matter what the cost. As Lily delved deeper into the town's history and the events that led to its curse, she began to encounter more and more ghosts and spirits of the town's former inhabitants. They appeared to her in the dead of night, their faces twisted in anguish and their eyes filled with despair. The first time Lily encountered a ghost, she was exploring an old, abandoned church. As she wandered through the pews, she heard a soft whispering voice calling her name. She turned around, but no one was there. Suddenly, the room grew cold, and Lily could feel a presence behind her. She turned around again, and this time she saw a ghostly figure standing in the shadows. Its face was twisted in pain, and its eyes were filled with tears. From that moment on, Lily began to see more and more ghosts and spirits wherever she went. They appeared to her in the middle of the street, in the woods, and even in her dreams. They all had one thing in common: they were all victims of the town's curse. One night, Lily was walking through the town cemetery when she saw a group of ghosts huddled together around a grave. As she approached, she realized that they were mourning the loss of their loved ones, who had been accused of witchcraft and burned at the stake. Lily could feel their pain and sorrow, and she knew that she had to do something to help them. Despite the danger, Lily continued to investigate, determined to put an end to the curse and free the town from its dark past. She knew that it wouldn't be easy, but she also knew that it was the right thing to do. As she stood in the middle of the town square, surrounded by the ghosts of the town's former inhabitants, Lily vowed to break the rhythm of the curse and set them free.